Good morning, guys. So as you can tell, we are in a new place. We picked up and we moved to Bar Harbor, Maine, which is where we're at right now. We're gonna be here about a week. Weather's kind of bad, very overcast, rainy. We got to pick and choose what we do. But today, it's overcast and a bunch of haze and fog, but there's no rain. So we decided to pick up and we headed out here to Acadia National Park, which is where we're at right now. And we just got here and we stopped. We're doing Loop Road. We're driving around. There's a bunch of information I'm going to share with you guys as the week progresses regarding the campground and the transportation system that is in place here in the Bar Harbor area, the Acadia National Park, which is off the chain. You're not going to want to miss that. But we're here. We're in Acadia National Park. We're going to do a lot of exploring here, and we're going to share every bit of it with you guys. All right, so we went ahead and finished the Park Loop Road, which is 27 miles. And we really just did it to get our bearings on the park to see what it has to offer. But we did download, I think, 4 or 5 trails off of all trails. And we're on one right now. And before I get any flack over this, I don't make the names up. We are on a trail called Great Head. Great Head Trail. Look it up if you don't believe me. It's in all trails at Acadia National Park. We're on this right now. It's a 1.8. Takes you out to Sand Beach and around, and I'm going to share some of it. So midway down this trail, you come to a place called Sand Beach. After a little sketchy jump over a small creek that I think I just showed you guys, you come out to Sand Beach. Very isolated and gorgeous. I just wish the fog wasn't as thick. Be able to appreciate it a little more. take a break in the action just to share a little bit of perspective. Look how beautiful this is. We're midway through the hike now. All right, so we're approaching the end of Great Head Trail. Like I said at the beginning, 1.8 miles. It says easy trail, but I gotta be honest, there's a couple of areas that can be challenging. So just, word to the wise, or heed the warning. It could be challenging, a little bit of rock crawling. I did take some video and footage that I shared with you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. But that's it. We're done with this trail and on to the next one. All right, so we made it back to the campground, and I told you guys I had some information regarding the campground that we're staying at. So we are staying in a place called Timberlake Acres RV Park. Okay, now in the Maine area here, Maine, there are, the main road, which is called Bar Harbor Drive, that leads into the town of Bar Harbor. There are many to choose from, many campgrounds to choose from. Acadia has a campground, but if you're 40 feet or 35, 40 feet, you're not going to make it. You're not going to fit in there anyway. But what I wanted to tell you about this place, so you have choices. The reason we chose this one is, number one, it was in a town just outside of Acadia, about 14 miles, and I'll be real quick. It's called Trenton, Maine. Now, Trenton is the last town, actually Ellsworth is the last town right next door to Trenton. It's the last town that belongs to a Island Explorer bus system. Now let me give you some information on that. So the bus system here is, as I delve into it a little bit deeper, and we're going to be using it tomorrow. We didn't use it today for other reasons, but I won't even get into that. The bus system, number one, first and foremost, just to get that out of the way, is free. Okay, they give you a map. There's also an app that you can download to your phone, and it tells you exactly what hours each bus runs, where it takes you, which number bus, like to us, the number 9 bus, which is the Trenton route, takes us from here, from Trenton. We can park our truck at the center, take the bus into town. It's about a 45-minute ride, but then again, you don't have to worry about parking, you don't have to worry about fuel, you don't have to worry about any of that. Let somebody else do the driving for you, and it's free. Okay, aside from that, there are many other loops. You can get to the main, like I would call central station in Bar Harbor, and from there you could span out and go to Tremont. There's another town, Tremont, other towns. You can go to Bangor, Maine. You can go to all these places for free. You just can't beat that. You can't beat that. So that's one of the things that I wanted to tell you about this area. So if you're going to stay in Bar Harbor, make sure that you don't stay any further than the town of Trenton, which is where we're at right now. Anything further than that, the bus system really doesn't work for you. So that's it on that. The campground, and while it's fresh in my mind, I'll get that out of the way real quick. The campground, it has just about every amenity that you can possibly look for. It has your pools, your playgrounds for the kids. It has your laundry. It has everything. What makes this campground really good, for those of you guys looking, for those of you guys that have Class A's, that have trailers that you trailer with you, or the car that you have the towed in the back, the spots to the back of this campground, which is where we're at right now, we're in site 118. The sites back here to the back, they are all 110 feet long. Some of them are, they say 100. Some of them are longer than that. I'm telling you, they have a little saying or slogan on their literature that says, no rig too big. And that is 100% correct. The sites back here are pretty large, pretty long. You could fit a Class A with a towed or a trailer with no problem whatsoever. So those are the two things that I wanted to bring and make clear for you guys on Timberlake Acres RV Park. The reason we stayed here, it's close to Bar Harbor, but you're not in the mix. You have the bus system that services this campground, and the sights are just humongous. It is what it is, brother. When it rains, you gotta have an umbrella. All right, so this morning we hit the ground running. We're fighting with the weather, fighting with a weather system that's off the coast here, so we're making some changes as we go along. But today we packed and we went down to Bar Harbor, town of Bar Harbor. Found parking. I'll give you guys some coordinates in a minute or later when I get back there. If you're driving a big truck and you don't want to use the great bus system here in Maine, the Acadia area, and you want to come down here and park, my truck fits, so yours will fit. This is Main Street in Bar Harbor. That's the bay over there. Alright, so a little quick tidbit of information, and we'll talk about the low tide, high tide here in a minute, because we're going to be doing something else on the other side of town. But just to give you guys a little perspective, see that right there? That's a floating dock that when the tide comes up, it gets pulled and attaches to that dock right there. So just to give you an idea, look how low the tide is right now, and it'll be even lower when we get to the other side of the town, and I'll share with you guys what we're doing over there. Alright, so I mentioned to you guys about the tide in Bar Harbor, and I showed you the bridge. We are now on the other side of town. We are technically, you saw that video that I showed you guys of the sound of the bay where all the boats were and stuff. We're on the other side of town at this place called Bar Island. Bar Island. This is an island which is just across, I'll show you guys a picture, just across the bay where all the boats are, that at certain times of the day during low tide, it goes down so low that the sandbar opens up. You can cross out to Bar Island, do a few little hikes in Bar Island itself. Better watch the time, better watch the high tide, because once it comes in, you get stuck out there. But I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna do right now. All right, so this is the approach. I can tell you right now, about 45 minutes ago, this was all underwater. Check it out now. So we're gonna take a quick little hike across the sandbar, and hopefully we'll make it back. Trust me, I'll watch. We'll make it back. So check this out. Just to think that all this was underwater just a few minutes ago. It's pretty interesting. But here we go, we're heading out to Bar Island. headed out to Bar Island. We're sitting at Bar Island right now, and there's Bar Harbor, and the walkway is right there. Very, very interesting. There is about a half-mile hike in there, but I'm not sure if we're going to do it or not. Just wanted to do the crossing. All right, so we are done in downtown Bar Harbor, and today we had reservations here at Acadia for a drive. It's called Cadillac Summit Road. You have to have reservations done far in advance in order to come up here. And we're up here now, and let me just show you guys. Well, you can actually, you know where I'm going. You can actually see behind me what you could see. It's the highest part in Acadia. And I'm going to spin the camera around to show you guys the weather, what the weather is doing, and what I can see. So this is it. Not only is it 10 degrees colder, this is the summit. According to the reviews, you should be able to see all kinds of things from up here. Bar Island, Scudic Mountain, Goldsboro Hills. You're supposed to be able to see Sheep Porcupine Island, Burnt Porcupine Island, Long Porcupine Island, Jordan Island, blah, blah, blah. You're supposed to see everything. This is what we got. It's not Acadia stuff. It's the weather. It's hot. That's it. We're going to jump back in the truck because it's freezing. So we got a little reprieve on the weather. Beautiful sunny day today. We went out to Bass Harbor Lighthead Lighthouse. That's where we came out this morning, and now we are back at Acadia National Park. We're going to do the loop road again, and we're going to visit some of the areas that we missed. And if we got time, we're going to do a trail at the end. But right now, we are at Thunder Hole in Acadia, right off Loop Road, and I'll share some footage with you guys. So we left Thunder Hole, which I gotta tell you, I don't know if it came across on video well, but in person, very, very amazing, very spectacular. I'm thoroughly impressed with Acadia, but right now we came to Otter Cliff. This is where we're at right now. Can't tell on video, but that's way, way down there. Let me tell you, you can't go wrong with better weather. Everything is just so much nicer. It's just so beautiful. We are done. We are done with our hike that we did this morning. We did Ocean Path. I brought you guys a footage of us down there in Otter Cliff Peak, Otter Cliff Climb. Beautiful, beautiful area down there. We brought you also Thunder Hole. And it's just gorgeous. This park is really up there with one of my favorites thus far. It's small, but yet it's very well organized. I mean, you can get in and out of this park. There's parking there. I don't know if it's because it's less traveled. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people, but the parking and the way the park is designed, the inner loop road is a 2-lane highway. And it's one way around the park. It's 27 miles, but you're allowed to park on the right lane. It actually says it there. It's encouraged. You're allowed to park, and everybody's very respectful, and it's very simple. It's very simple. You're allowed to park. You go, you take your pictures, you look at your stuff, then you get back in your car and you continue on. And aside from that, they have parking lots. So it's very convenient, very nice park. Again, it's way up there on my likes. But we've been experiencing some bad weather here for the last few days. We were scheduled to be here in Bar Harbor for a week. It's not going to happen. The last 4 days, we're on day 5. The last 4 days have just been bad. I mean, just the weather's not really cooperating. But as you can see behind me, today is an absolute gorgeous day. But because of impending weather that's sitting off the coast here off the Atlantic here off the coast of Bar Harbor, we're getting ready to. We made some changes. I'll fill you guys in a little bit more on that as soon as I get back to the campground when I close out this video. But for now, we are again. I showed you guys yesterday a little bit of footage of a place called Cadillac Summit Loop. It's a drive that you must have a park pass to go to. Well, Myrna is that type of RVer or that type of camper, and she plans way ahead. She's very redundant sometimes. So she got 2 passes. She paid for 2 days. We had yesterday, which was absolutely horrible. If you guys remember, you couldn't see anything. And then she had a pass for today. So we came back up here to Cadillac Summit Loop, and I'm going to show you guys what I wasn't able to show you yesterday, because it is absolutely gorgeous. What a difference a day makes, and what a difference a little sun makes. This is the same spot where I stood yesterday. Look at this. Okay, so if you guys remember our segment from yesterday when we went out to Bar Island across that little walk path when the tide went out, that's it right there. That's Bar Island. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit, and you can kind of see the path right there. That is eventually the tide will cover here in the next hour or so. You could see for miles from up here. Look at that. It is so peaceful. So good morning, guys. I promised you an update yesterday. However, when we got back to the campground, it was kind of late. We got busy and I didn't get around to it. So I'm going to give you guys the update this morning. It is a move day. It's a move day because of the update I'm going to give you. So we were scheduled to be here in Bar Harbor for 7 days. We've been here for 5. There's been some bad weather. Out of the 5 days, we had 4 horrible days. And it's expected to get even worse, So rather than spend an extra 3 days here with bad weather and then move to Lubbock, Maine, which is the furthest tip, which I was really looking forward to, by the way. But rather than moving up there and also experiencing bad weather and just ruining, 1.5, 2 weeks out of our trip, we decided to cut our losses. We picked up and we're going to be moving today. We're going to be closing the door on Bar Harbor. For now, we are going to come back. This is an area that needs a little bit more exploring. We're going to come back here. The people here at the campground were gracious enough to give us a 3-day credit to be used within the next year. So, oh my God, twist my arm. We will be back, but this morning we are packing up right now as we speak, and we're going to be heading west. So we're going to be heading inbound. We're going to be going to a place called Greenwood, Maine. Now, that was a impromptu reservation at a campground there. I just picked it out. Really nothing exciting or nothing that really is drawing us to that area. So I kind of look at that as a blessing, actually. I was talking to Myrna last night. Ever since we left Miami at the beginning of season 3, we've been nothing but vacation spot to sightseeing tours, one right after the other. So I know this is going to sound silly, but that gets tiring, believe it or not. So I'm actually looking forward to this next stop to maybe do a little traditional camping, more campfires, more hanging out by the RV, more cooking outside type of thing. So that's it. That's the update. We are leaving Bar Harbor today. We are packing up. We're going to close out our trip to Bar Harbor. We're going to close out this video. I have not done the Maine sticker yet because there's still one more stop in Maine, and we'll do that then. But as for now, you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll see you at the next stop.